Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Let's Play Planet Coaster here on Theme Park Worldwide. In the last episode I started work on my Wild West themed area, saying that the storyline is a set piece that's no longer used anymore. It used to be an area where they'd film all sorts of Wild West productions, and now it's been turned into an area of the studio's park. I put in the main ride, a wooden roller coaster, along with two supporting flat rides. I put in a couple of buildings, obviously the station building for the wooden coaster, and also a toilet block. And I'm starting off this episode by doing a couple of food units that you can see there, what I've just put in that building, and that'll all come together over the next couple of minutes. Along with that, it's just putting in some of the smaller details around this area, and that's what Planet Coaster's so good with. All the little things what you can put in. You can see a few bits there, the wagons that have gone in, the chuck wagons. Obviously you've got the wooden boxes, all sorts of stuff, along with plenty of good old Theme Park Worldwide. We love it. Hashtag rockwork going in there. There's a lot of rockwork going in this episode. I haven't shown me doing loads of it because obviously it does get a bit repetitive if you're just watching me put rocks in. But you know me, I love my rocks, and just talk a bit about what I'm doing here. This is going to be the entrance up into the Sci-Fi area, which I'm going to be doing in episode 17 in the next episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Talking of episodes, there will be at least one new episode of Let's Play Planet Coaster every week. Obviously it's Thursday today when this has gone online. The last episode was 6 days ago, so yeah, it's not been quite a week, but then yeah, moving forward the episodes are going to be at least one a week. Sometimes you might even get two. I might treat you. But yeah, it's really good moving forward with Planet Coaster. I've really got back into the game now. We're in winter, the closed season here in the UK, meaning that most of our theme parks are closed. Some are open with limited Christmas offerings, but it means I've got so much time to play Planet Coaster. Talking of the rocks then, just putting in a few there around one of the flat rides, and now putting in the details just here on this food unit. We've got two different units going to be going into there that I'll put in shortly. The theme of this, some sort of saloon, which is just at the back there of the area if you're coming from the wooden coaster, and obviously it's one of the first buildings that you see, so quite a, you know, you want it to be quite an impressive building for when you're first coming in out of the Sci-Fi area. More about the Sci-Fi area. Obviously I am planning on finishing this in this episode, as you see, over the next 15 minutes or so. This will be complete, and then I'm going to move on into Sci-Fi, and I'm going to put in another roller coaster. I'd like to see your suggestions about what roller coaster should go in. Obviously at the moment I've got my Back to the Future, the ride. I want to completely sort out that area. Obviously I did a bit of work on the exterior, the facade of the Back to the Future ride, but I want to do so much more with it. It's just a big black building at the moment, so I do want to change that. That was my original plans. My intention all along was to theme it up fully, but obviously first I wanted to open the park and see how it ran, and then put in something on this side, and yeah, sort of move forward with it. So what would you like to see? I mean, part of me wants to build something for the families. I don't want another thrill coaster. I'm putting it out there now. I won't be building a thrill ride because there's already enough thrilling attractions I feel in this park. There's not really much for the for kids to do, but I don't want to do a tiny kids ride because this isn't really a park aimed at kids. What I'd like to put in maybe is a booster bike coaster, maybe from Vekoma. That'd be quite good. Maybe a dragon coaster, but it's how you can make that work with Sci-Fi. Maybe another type of family ride. Let me know in the comments down below. I love taking on board what you guys think. I'd sort of swaying towards building something a bit like Tron at Shanghai Disneyland, and it's also coming to Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. So yeah, I'd like to do something like that in the futuristic area. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode coming up within the next week where I'll build that, and I'd love to see your suggestions down below. Anyway, going back to what I'm doing just here, putting in all the little details, you can see you've got coffins going in there, all sorts of stuff what fit to the Wild West area. I'm also going to put in a couple of animatronic figures around here as well, and you'll see that in a few minutes. There, I've put a gateway in for the exit there of the gyro swing, and obviously you can see there putting some more boxes and random bits of stuff in. The Disney parks are great when it comes to just putting random bits of stuff in with no relevance. It just fits with the theme. Portaventura in Spain, they like to do it, just putting random things around, whether it's vases and barrels and all that sort of stuff. It just fits with the area, and I really like that because it means when you walk through, yes, you're going to get on the attractions, but you get to see all the little things, all the little details, what to me can actually make a theme park. And that's what I'm doing just here, putting more little bits in. Got some little lanterns there going in. It's amazing with this game over the past, what, 2 years old nearly now. It's amazing, isn't it, how much has been added to this game. Like, obviously all the new paid DLCs, but the Frontier free updates, what they've done as well, like the free stuff's been great. And there's just so many new items in this game. And when it first started, like, it had a lot of stuff, but don't get me wrong, now the game feels like better than ever before. And like I just say, I've really got back into it over this winter. Here you can see just putting in a bit of an oil rig there at the back, like an oil well, just sort of at the brake run to the coaster. Again, it doesn't need to be there, it could just be trees, but I like to put in all the little details, what guests are going to see when they come in on the brake run. And now it's about putting in plenty of hashtag rockwork and shrubbery all around the area just to fill in those gaps. I didn't want fence around all the paths here. With it being a Wild West area, I thought it'd fit not having fence everywhere and just having it open, like you can see here with some rocks and barrels and like that crate there, what's just blocking it. And obviously I'll have the lamppost bins and benches all around there as well. So yeah, I thought let's leave it open a bit with this one. Let's not fully block it in. Now also, I asked you in the last episode to name the 3 different attractions that I've built in this area, and also for the area itself. So let's move on to that, shall we? Now, we've had loads of comments. In fact, there was over 300 comments on the episode. I've been through them all, and it seems like you're all grateful that Planet Coaster is back here on Theme Park Worldwide. Don't worry, it's back, and it's back to stay, because like I say, at least 1 episode a week, and we're going straight in. As soon as I finish this park in a few episodes time, we're going straight into my next project, which I'm gonna do a vintage park next. That is my plan. But along with doing the vintage park, I might sort of alternate the episodes. Let me know in the comments down below. I might do sort of 1 episode on the vintage park and then another episode on my World's Fair style park. So, you know, it's only a suggestion, I'm just putting it out there. Or maybe I can do 2 a week if I get time. You know, it's one of those, isn't it? There'll at least be 1 a week, but if I've got time, there can be up to 2 a week, you know. But yeah, like, let me know your suggestions down below. I'm open to suggestions, guys. Like, it's winter, it's cold outside now. Yeah, I really want to know what you guys want me to do with this game, because I want to push it to its limits this winter. I want to do so much Planet Coaster, and we're what, just over a week in now to the close season. A couple of episodes gone online. We've had a good start. Anyway, let's talk about these names, shall we, for the rides. So, obviously, I went through, I looked at all the comments, and I thought, oh, what have people suggested? And there's some great names. So, the area, I've picked a name by YouTube user Scrambled59. It was called the area Golden Gulch. I just think that really fits with it. It's like the town of Golden Gulch. Of course, it was used for many different films over the years. That's the theme of it. And yeah, so well done for getting that one right there. Scrambled59 for suggesting that name for me. And you can see there just putting some more details in around the queue line for the wooden roller coaster. So let's reveal the name of it then, shall we? I've decided to pick a name from the Fun Disney Fan, another YouTube user. Thanks for suggesting this one. And we've gone for West Stage Blazer. Oh, I really like that. It's such an American style name, isn't it? West Stage Blazer. I like it because of the meaning behind it. Obviously, I said that the area itself is going to be like an area where they were doing filming. It's a set area. However, I like how it's West Stage, because it's that stage what they've been filming on. And then Blazer, it just sounds so American, doesn't it? Like somebody you expect in a Wild West area. West Stage Blazer, now open. You know, that sort of style. That was an awful accent, wasn't it? But there you go. Anyway, yeah, I really do like that. So thank you very much for suggesting your name. And if you do want to see on-ride footage from that, then check out the last episode where I also built the coaster as well. More details going in there all around the coaster, just in the queue line and just little bits everywhere. And the little bits that aren't filled up, I'll then put more rocks in and more shrubbery and trees. Just, I think planting is really important. And I'll mention this again, I did mention it in the last episode, but obviously in terms of the mix of trees that I use, you wouldn't expect to see, especially like in some place in America, out in the sticks, you wouldn't expect to see trees like that. But the way I'm looking at it is, this is a park that's based in the UK, and they're the sort of trees that we'd have around here, and all the rocks and stuff are all artificial, what have been put around there and stuff. And that's my sort of my reason why them trees are like they are. And it's the same in the Mediterranean area. You'll notice when I move forward with that later on and in the future episodes, I plan on putting more normal trees and then straight into palm trees, just because the palm trees have obviously been planted and the other trees are natural around the area. Anyway, so we've got 2 more things to talk about the names of. So moving on then, let's talk about the Pendulum Ride that we've got in there. And I've gone for Sharpshooter's Swing Sanity, suggested by, I love this YouTube user, Roast Beef Pork 136. There you go. Like, it's one of them situations, that, isn't it, where you're thinking, oh, you know, what name can I pick? What am I eating for my tea tonight? You know what? I'm having roast beef pork, and what do I put on the end of every password? 136. You know what I mean? It's that sort of style, isn't it? But there you go. Thank you very much for suggesting that. Sharpshooter's Swing Sanity. Obviously, sharpshooter's a type of gun, and it's a swing ride, so it just fits really well. I really like that name. So thank you, Roast Beef Pork. Hope you enjoy your tea tonight. What are you having? Roast beef. And 136 of them. And thanks for suggesting the name. And then the final attraction is the inverted swing ride, a bit like Submission that used to be at Alton Towers, Pandemonium at Drayton Manor, that sort of style. I've just gone for a nice simple name, Showdown, and that's been suggested by YouTube user Brad. Just Brad, not Bradley, nothing else, just Brad. So thank you for suggesting that one. And a big thank you to the 4 YouTube users for suggesting these names. Competition was tough. There were some really good names that you guys suggested. But yeah, obviously I picked the ones that stand out to me the most. I did read them all before recording this episode, and I thought, you know what, they're the ones that just stand out, and I think about how they fit together as a group as well. I just think they all go together really well. So well done. If your name didn't get picked out this time, then of course keep commenting your names for the next rides that I'm going to be building and the area itself. So we've got a sci-fi area, which is going to be Back to the Future is going to be part of that area, so to speak. And there's going to be another ride, maybe another flat ride in there as well, another spinning ride maybe, something a bit more family friendly. You know, suggestions, I'm open to them, so keep them coming in, of course. And if I go off one of your suggestions that you've commented, I'll give you a little cheeky shout out as well, much like the guys who suggested the names and got through with that. I'll give you a little shout out and say, oh, so and so roast beef has suggested that we should build this, etc. So yeah, I'd love to see, and obviously I'll always look at your ideas for the parks so we can move forward with it. But yeah, thank you for all those name suggestions. As you can see here, lots of rocks, lots of little details going in now. This area is starting to look close to being complete now, and when it is, I think I'm going to move on and do the Mediterranean style area and sort of expand the Mediterranean theme, because that's going to connect into this. And talking about future expansion yet again, after I've done the sci-fi area, which I think I'll be able to do in one episode in the next one, after that I'm going to move forward with the hotel. Now, I mentioned this right at the start of the series that I wanted to build a hotel, and I thought, yeah, let's go for it. It's going to be built behind my B&M coaster and connected to the main entrance. It's going to be a Mediterranean theme hotel, so get your names coming in for that one as well down in the comments. Obviously, you can get them in on any of the videos, and I've got a little Word document, and some of my favourite names, I put them in there and then shortlist them basically. So yeah, I'm going to be building a Wild West Hotel. What am I talking about? That can be future expansion, you know. Come back to it in a couple of years and build that one. Yeah, a Mediterranean hotel, which is going to look really nice over the entrance area. And then, of course, I'm going to need one more ride to fill that gap between the Wild West area and, of course, the main entrance itself, because it's going to connect, and you'll see that in just a few moments when I start building that. So yeah, like, what sort of ride would you like to see? I think it's got to be some sort of water ride, so whether that's a log flume, a boat ride, a rapids, maybe a water coaster, that could be quite cool. Just get your suggestions in the comments down below, what you'd like to see me build. I like keeping this series 100% interactive, and the plot of land it's going to go, you'll see it in just a moment. It's just to the front of that lake just there, the Studio Lake. It's going to be built, there you go, just down the bottom of the screen on the right there. It's going to be built. So yeah, get your comments coming in. It can be quite a large ride. It's definitely got to be a family attraction. So yeah, it's going to be a water ride. I'm deciding that now. And yeah, there we go. It's going to fit right next door to this building, what I'm putting in here, which is going to be another supporting food unit. So yes, get your suggestions coming in. What do you think it should be? It'll be Mediterranean themed, it'll be a water ride, but what sort of water ride should I build? So yeah, with this building just here, it goes through quite a few changes actually in terms of what I want to do with it. At first I was planning on putting 2 food units in here, and then I decided to just do 1 food unit, and yeah, I mess about with it quite a bit, this one, just because I just don't think it looks right having 2 next to each other like that. So you'll see that with the finished products in a moment. But yeah, it's just putting all the details on, lining it up right. Obviously there's a lot of different ways you can add scenery and stuff to buildings. Like here, you can just drag it across so you know it's perfectly in line, but it gets a bit annoying sometimes just on a small building that you have to keep clicking off it and spinning it round. So sometimes I'd much rather just sort of put them on freehand, so to speak. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with some of the windows and stuff there. And you can see, following the same sort of theme, all them buildings look very similar around the entrance area. I love the Mediterranean theme. I think it's come out really nice, certainly a lot better than originally intended. But yeah, it's just adding the lights and little details on there. You got a canopy and stuff. One of them canopies does come off in a second, like I say, there you go. And I've replaced it with a door, just because I felt like, actually, it didn't look right having the 2 units next to each other. Anyway, as you can see by the length of the video, we are approaching the end of another episode, number 16 of Let's Play Planet Coaster. Like I say, lots to take in from this episode in terms of future plans. I've spoke about everything now that I want to do in this part before it's complete, like the sci-fi area in the next episode, and I will be building a new coaster in that one. Of course, moving on from that, doing a hotel, and then of course onto my final ride down at the bottom here. I've said all along it wasn't going to be a huge park. In a way, it's kind of ended up being a little bit bigger than I originally intended to do, but it's starting to get more attractions now. I'm pleased that I've put a couple of flat rides in. I think there's still room for a couple more flats to go, maybe 1 in the Mediterranean area and 1 in the sci-fi area. So yeah, keep your suggestions coming in as always. Thank you very much for watching another episode here on Theme Park Worldwide. Also check out my second channel that's officially launched this week called Adventure Sean. That's really moving forward now. It's non-theme park related stuff, but check it out. And also follow my new Instagram. I've got the Theme Park Worldwide one, so follow that if you've not already. But there's a new one just called Sean Sandbrook on Instagram. Give me a follow and I post all my non-theme park related stuff and what I get up to away from the parks. So make sure you check it out. What an overview of the park. Thanks for watching and see you soon.
Yeah.